Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be doing a J.Lo makeup look inspired tutorial. I've been watching Tati's video where she had Scott Barnes, J.Lo's makeup artist, come on and give some tips and tricks of how to do his J.Lo glow. And he says that this makeup is what he does for like editorials and music videos. And I just found his tips to be awesome and I really want to try to recreate this look, so I figured I would do it for all of you guys, especially if you have very fair skin. You know that doing extreme contouring and all of that is difficult when you really have like no pigment to your skin tone, because there's really just nothing. When you blend it in, it sometimes can just start looking muddy. So I want to say thank you to Scott Barnes for putting the video out there where we can even just test out this look, and Tati for doing the video. I will definitely be linking the video down below for all of you guys. So if you guys want to watch that video, go look there. If you guys like today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe. So let's just jump right on in. The first step that Scott Barnes says is highlight her face. I'm going to start off with the Milani Conceal and Perfect Long Wear Concealer in the color 100 Pure Ivory. If you are as fair as me, you know that finding a highlight shade is very difficult since the lightest shade is usually just the same tone as your skin. Okay, so he puts it under her eyes right here. And he was bringing it down. One tip that he noted was that he brings the highlighter up, like right up to like the bridge of the nose. It's one of his little tricks. This looks so crazy. I really love that I love that Milani made a concealer that is so bright, because you can see that it kind of stands out on my skin tone. And then he takes a brush that looks like this and he starts to blend out the concealer. And a motion that he describes is that he's always going up. Now I know I'm like blending this down, but I'm going in a diagonal up my face. Kind of just gives you like a facelift. He says when he does the nose contour on the side, he brushes it up like this to blend it out. Instead of just pulling it down, he goes like this. So now we're going to move on to the contour. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit in the color Light. And I'm going to be taking the color right here called Havana. Nope, this one's called Java, sorry. I'm gonna be using the color Java. Now he used a really cool brush that looked like a paintbrush. I don't have one like that, so I'm just going to be using this really dense foundation brush in order to apply this. So I know this is looking really crazy because it's so dark, but I promise you, we're gonna make it work. So then if you're trying to slim down your neck, as you said, you can go right down here, kind of make it a V. You have to pick up more product. And then we'll do our collarbones to make them pop. With his brush, this would be a lot easier, but sometimes you just gotta use what you have, you know? Wow, that looks really intense on camera. Gonna make them pop. So now we're gonna do the cheekbones. I'm just gonna squeeze this brush, make it easier. Oh, wow. I'm gonna fix that. I did not mean to bring it up on the face. I go, simple makeup wipe fixes that. So one nice thing about doing your contour first is if you do have any mistakes, you kind of just wipe them away without worrying about like ruining the foundation underneath. And do the forehead. And down through here. That way it's not just like a line and then a contoured forehead. I'm gonna blend that a little bit by going up this way. But don't worry, once we do the next step, all of this will not be so crazy. I'm taking a really tiny brush. This is a liner brush. I'm just gonna dip it in my contour. Ooh, that might be way too much. He says he does just right on the top of the bridge. I really do highly recommend watching his video as well if you're really wondering like the reasons behind this technique. He really explains it so nicely in his video, and I am only an amateur at this. He's a professional, so he knows the real reasons versus I'll just be able to repeat what he said, but I feel like how he mentioned it really made sense to me, so I'd love for you guys to watch the video he did on Tati's channel as well. Now that we got our nose contour, we look like we're going in for like plastic surgery and they're like mapping out what they're doing to us. This is a step that I never would have thought of, and I really love that he included it. It's how to contour your lips. This will really help them look bigger and fuller at the end without you having to overline. Now this doesn't have to be very precise, because I did it kind of terribly yesterday when I was attempting this and it still looked amazing at the end. This is just gonna, wow. This is just going to create shadows where it would naturally just make your lips look fuller. Okay, so now that we look absolutely insane, let's start with the next part that's gonna make this look a little less crazy. So the next product that we're going to be going into is the IT CC Cream. This is an illuminating version. This is in the color Light, and we're gonna use this kind of as our darker shade, and then we're gonna use a lighter shade to lighten up, you know, the parts on your face that you highlight. I'm just taking a foundation brush, and we're actually gonna start with putting this on our body, and then we're gonna bring it up to our face. I mean, you could go either way. So what you're gonna do is just kind of dab it all over. I do want to mention, this is not the most practical look for everyday life, seeing as I have to paint my body a little bit a darker shade in order to match, like, you know, blend in the contouring and stuff. He did this on Tati as well. This is very easy though if you are, if you just plan it to your outfit. That way he like look at my hands. He tanned up Tati's hands in order for them not to look like crazy when she would take like a photo, because she was wearing like a long sleeve, so he would just do her hands and stuff to make them look tanner. Because when you're doing a photo shoot, like, only certain parts of your body are showing. So this is a really good way to make it look like everything's blended and matching, and, you know, just gives you a really pretty look. But look, just look how nice this already looks on camera. You're gonna take the darker color and go on the outer portions of your face where it would naturally just be contoured. And the next step is to add the highlight portion. So I'm gonna take a really light foundation. I am taking the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in the number 3. This is like the tone, the color that I am right now. And we're just gonna add that to the highlight portions of our face, kind of just where we already added the concealer. And with the lip part, I'm gonna show you this right now, you just simply pat over it. Now in his tutorial, Tati cut out when he was contouring the nose. So what I assumed kind of happened was he took the foundation and kind of brushed it up, which just kind of like naturally got rid of the contour. When you don't see my hands with this, this just looks so beautiful and glowy. And then you see my hands and it's like, ah! The thing I wanted to show you guys was how Scott Barnes made Tati's hands match her body. This is a lot easier if you're wearing long sleeves, because obviously the bottom half of my arm is going to look white, but I'm still gonna show you this technique. He just took the darker foundation that she had on and went over her hands. Now that my hands have the foundation on them, you can see that it matches very nicely. So if you are taking photos and you notice that your face is a little darker than your hands, for some reason that occurs, just put some foundation on them. So our next step is blush. I'm going to be using the NARS Illuminating blush in the color Orgasm. I'm using the liquid version. He said he really likes using cream products. I agree. I feel like it makes your makeup look a lot more natural, even though nothing about this right now is very natural. I really like that this blush not only gives you color, but adds more glow to your face. Next, he adds more concealer under the eyes. I think this is just to add just a little more highlight to the face. And now we're gonna set our face. I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and then I just set it where we put all the highlights. And now we're gonna apply our highlight. I'm using the Tarte Skin Twinkle Volume 2 palette. It looks like this. I'm gonna be mixing this lightest shade and the champagne shade together. He uses a fan brush. I'm just gonna use this and squeeze it. For highlight down the middle of the nose, I'm taking my liner brush again. And we're just gonna make a nice straight line. And then kind of blend that out slightly with, and then he took the highlight under the eyebrow. So the next step is his like secret step, and this is where he uses sunscreen. I think he used Neutrogena. I don't have that, so I'm using Banana Boat Sport sunscreen. And he sprays the body and then adds bronzer really fast to it, so the bronzer sticks to it and you get a really nice like glowy sheen to your body. So, and he said you're protecting your skin at the same time, so always good. Now I'm gonna mix this color and these bronzy shades all together. Just to add more color to my body. Great thing about the sunscreen is though that it is going to help keep that bronzer on there. And that is the J.Lo glow right there. So the next step is to bronze our face. I'm going to be taking this angled contouring brush and I'm using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer in the color, I believe this is medium tan. I'm gonna chisel out my cheeks first and then we'll go back and do what he called toasting the face after. So once I have that all chiseled out, I'm going to take my bronzing powder, and this is what he considers toasting. It's like just casually like flicking the brush on your head. I don't know how to explain it, but only like at the hairline. So it just looks a little toasted at the edges. So it doesn't just look like a nice streak across your face. This just helps it blend in. Guys, this looks so nice. I think the light is like kind of taking away some of the bronzer right now, but I'll be inserting photos, don't you worry. We love this. Now we're gonna move on to the lips. I'm using the NYX not liquid lipstick, the NYX lip liner in the color Nude. And I'm just gonna outline my lips. You do not need to overdraw them, seeing as we did that contour to our lips earlier. The thing he points out is that he doesn't do like arch and arch on the top. He kind of makes it look like a little more subtle, like kind of straight across. My lips look so dry right now because they have the foundation on them. So he uses lip gloss. I actually found out I no longer own lip gloss. I don't know where along the line I lost it. So I'm just gonna use this MAC lipstick in the color Babetown. Wow, my lips really do look like way fuller than usual. So he does a very like simple eye look. I'm actually gonna go off camera for the eye look just because it's really nothing crazy. If you wanna watch his tutorial and like watch his tips and tricks, like I said, I'll leave the video linked down below, but I'm just gonna do a very natural looking eye and then I'll be right back. But the last step we're gonna do is he used some finishing powder to like make sure there's no harsh lines in the contour. So I'm going to be using the Max Light Plus Mineralized Skin Finish Natural powder because it has a sheen to it. He said he always uses a powder with the sheen. So he said he just takes the powder and kind of goes under the neck so that contour under the neck isn't too crazy looking, and kind of makes it all blend. And he said he kind of just does this like as it's like a painting, just to make sure everything's blending together very nicely and there's no crazy harsh lines anywhere. So this is the final look. You guys see how nice and glowy my skin is. Oh, I just love this so much. Thank you so much to Scott Barnes and Tati for making the video. Like I said 1,000 times, check out their video. He puts in probably a lot more tips than I did. I just thought it'd be interesting to see an amateur try to recreate a professional's makeup look. Also, for those of you who have fair skin, we all know how difficult it is to find contour, you know, creams and powders that match our skin and don't make it look a little bit like too orange. Also, it's just hard for us to find a highlight shade in general since the lightest shade is usually just the color of our skin tone, so it's not going to add too much highlight. So I hope you guys got something out of this video, and I hope I helped you out today. But I really do think it's worth mentioning that Scott, like they had mentioned in his video, that, you know, it's all about technique and like pressure on the brushes and looking at a face and being able to like sculpt it in your mind. And that's why I always think professional makeup and amateur makeup looks so different. It's like we might do the exact same steps, but we don't know how to like finesse it. And kind of like when you go to a restaurant and say you got a recipe for a dish that's at the restaurant and you try to bake it and it just tastes like something's missing. It's just they know how to spice it up where we don't. So definitely check out his video and I'll have it linked down below. So if you guys liked today's video, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Oh, don't forget to follow my Instagram. I'll leave it right here. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.